Good morning, everyone. My name is Teacher Jarrett, and today we are going to be learning about how do people help out in the community, okay? So, today our essential question is how do people help out in the community? Read about an elephant who loves books, okay? So, here we can see the first page of the story. There's a cat and a dog and a couple little mice and a little bird, right? So let's read this portion here and then we will talk about the next page. Okay, genre fantasy. Essential question. How do people help out in the community? Read about an elephant who loves books. Okay, so now we will go to the next page. The title of this story is Nell's Books. Yeah, very good. So the author is who? Do you know? If you know, raise your hand. Okay, I want you to tell me who the author is. I'm listening. Miriam Cohen. Yes, the author is Miriam Cohen. And the story has a lot of drawings, right? These are all drawings. So the drawings were made by Emily Cholat, right? So we can see illustrated by Emily Cholat. So let's read this together and then we will go on to the story. Okay. Nell's Books by Miriam Cohen. Illustrated by Emily Cholat. Okay, very good. Now, let's go to the first page of reading. Nell liked to read. She liked it a lot. Nell could sit and read all day long. Will you play with us, Nell? Called Cat and Dog. Shh, said Nell. I am reading. All right, now let's read this together. Nell liked to read. She liked it a lot. Nell could sit and read all day long. Will you play with us, Nell? Called Cat and Dog. Shh, said Nell. I am reading. Okay, so let's look at these pictures. We can see Nell is the elephant, and she has many, many books, right? She's reading a book and sitting in her chair, and she's eating a sandwich and drinking something. There's a little mouse trying to get her food, but he is not able to get to the table, right? So let's see what's the next page. The next page has dog and cat, right? And they're playing a game. See, they have their little net, they have their rackets, and they have a ball. So they hit it this way and that way and this way again, right? And there's a little pot with flowers inside. All right, let's go to the next page. Will you shop with me, Nell? Asked Pig. Shh, said Nell. This is good. That Nell is not fun at all, said Dog. She just reads, said Cat. She will not do a thing. So Dog and Cat think Nell is too boring because she always sits and reads, right? Okay, let's read this together. Will you shop with me now? Asked Pig. Shh, said Nell. This is good. That Nell is not fun at all, said Dog. She just reads, said Cat. She will not do a thing. Well, let's see what the next page shows. Then, one day it rained. Woo, woo, raining. Lots of water outside, right? Dog and Cat set up a tent. Pig got dressed up for fun. This is good, said Dog. Yes, said Pig and Cat. All right, this is a long sentence, or a long page, so we'll read this together now. We can look and see here's Dog and Cat, and they set up a tent. And here's Pig, and he dressed up, right? All right, let's read this together. Then one day it rained. Dog and Cat set up a tent. Pig got dressed up for fun. This is good, said Dog. Yes, said Pig and Cat. Very good. You are such a good reader. Okay. Now let's go to the next page. It rained the next day too. We want to go out, said Dog. We are sick of tents and dressing up, said Pig and Cat. Let's read this together. We can see it's raining and they all look sad, right? They look sad. So let's read it together. It rained the next day too. We want to go out, said Dog. We are sick of tents and dressing up, said Pig and Cat. Oh, let's see what happens. Nell went to her shelf. Here, Dog, she said. I think you will like this. Yuck, said Dog. Do you remember our yuck face? It's not good, right? We don't like it when you say yuck. So Nell tried to give Dog a book, but Dog said he didn't like it, right? Let's read this together. Nell went to her shelf. Here, Dog, she said. I think you will like this. Yuck, said Dog. All right, let's see what the next page is. This will be fun for Pig, said Nell. Cat, you will like this a lot. Ick, said Cat and Pig. Shh, said Nell. Let's read. All right, so Nell is giving Cat and Pig books as well. So they both said that they didn't like it either, right? Let's see what happens. Let's read this first. This will be fun for Pig, said Nell. Cat, you will like this a lot. Ick, said Cat and Pig. Shh, said Nell. Let's read. Okay. So, Dog read in his tent. There's Dog in his tent. Pig read in a tub. There's Pig taking a bath in a tub. Cat read in a pot. There's Cat in a pot. They read all day long. This is fun, said Cat and Dog and Pig. All right, let's read together now. Dog read in his tent. Pig read in a tub. Cat read in a pot. They read all day long. This is fun, said Cat and Dog and Pig. Wow. Okay, let's look at this page. Can anyone else find another animal? So we see dog and we see pig. Do you see one more other animal? If you see it, raise your hand. Oh, you see it. I want you to tell me what other animal do you see? A mouse? Yes, there is a mouse in this picture too, right? So this picture has 3 animals. Let's count together. Ready? Dog is 1, pig is 2, and mouse is 3, right? So there are 3 animals in this picture. And we see mouse in this picture too, right? Wow. Okay, so let's go to the next page. The next day, Nell heard clanging. She heard banging. Nell, come quick, called Dog. Let's read it together. So Nell looked out her window because she heard clang, 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 and bang, 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 right? So let's read this together. The next day, Nell heard clanging. She heard banging. Nell, come quick, called Dog. Okay, let's make some clanging sounds with our mouth, okay? Ready? On 3, we're gonna go clang, clang, clang. 1, 2, 3. Clang, 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 clang. All right, now let's make some banging sounds with our mouth only, okay? Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Bang, 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 right? So what do you think they're doing outside? It sounds like they're working on something, right? Yeah, it sounds like they're working. So let's go to the next page. Wow! They made Nell a truck. And look, her books are on the truck too. And the side of the truck says Nell's Books. This is so great. Now let's read this. We did this is for you, said Dog. You can hand out books to all, said Cat. Nell is good at that, said Pig. That is just my wish, said Nell. Wow, so we can see that the 3 animals made this truck for Nell so that she could give books out to more people, right? All right, let's read this together. We did this is for you, said Dog. You can hand out books to all, said Cat. Nell is good at that, said Pig. That is just my wish, said Nell. Wow, very good. All right, so Nell got in. Let's hand out books, she said. Look. Shh, said Dog and Cat and Pig. Let us read. So you can see that Nell got into her truck with books and all of the animals were reading in the back, right? Okay, so let's read these last 2 pages together. Nell got in. Let's hand out books, she said. Ready? Shh, said Dog and Cat and Pig. Let us read, right? All right, so at the beginning, Dog and Cat and Pig didn't like reading. Remember, they thought it was yucky. Ugh. But after Nell gave them the books, right, they liked reading, and then they helped Nell make a truck to hand out books to other people so that they could like reading too. Okay, let's go to the next page. Look, Here is Miriam Cohen, right? That's the author. So let's meet the author. Miriam Cohen says, I have always loved elephants because they are smart animals that do nice things for other elephants. I imagined an elephant that was so smart she could read. Wow. I had fun writing about how she shared her love of books with her friends. Okay, let's read this together, okay? Meet the author. Miriam Cohen says, I have always loved elephants because they are smart animals that do nice things for other elephants. I imagined an elephant that was so smart she could read. I had fun writing about how she shared her love of books with her friends. Wow, very good. Now let's go to the next page, or the next part. Author's purpose. Miriam Cohen wanted to tell about an animal that helps its community. Now it's your turn to draw an animal helping its community and write about it. Okay? So we'll read this again because I just read this the first time. But Miriam wanted to tell a story about an animal helping its community, right? So now when we read this again, take some time to think about another animal and how it can help the community, okay? All right, let's read this together. Author's purpose. Miriam Cohen wanted to tell about an animal that helps its community. Draw an animal helping its community. Write about it. So now what you can do is you can pause when you're ready and draw an animal, and then you can write about what it does to help the community, okay? So for example, maybe you can draw a bird that delivers the mail, right? The bird can take the mail in its beak or take the letter and then fly and then give it to a person. Or maybe you can draw a tiger or a lion that helps to clean up garbage in the community, right? Yeah. So those are some ideas. Now you can hit the pause button, pause, and then draw the animal and write about it, okay? So I'm waiting. You can pause. Pause now. Are you back? There you are. Hello. Okay. So I can see you drew a dog, and someone drew a bear, and someone drew a penguin. Oh my goodness, so many animals that are helping their community. Very good. All right. And what they did was, oh, nice. Some cleaned up the garbage, and some people helped old people carry their groceries, and one animal helped old people cross the street. You are so great. Very good. Okay. Now let's go to the next page. Respond to reading. Yay! Now we get to make a character setting an event chart, right? Yeah. We like these charts, I know. All right, so I will make these boxes and then we can do the chart, okay? Oh, and I will type out these questions so that we can answer the questions in a little bit, okay? So 1, what do dog, oh, I did that again, silly me. What do dog, pig, and cat learn from Nell? What did cat, dog, and pig do to help community? How can you tell? Oops. Okay. So now we will finish drawing our chart here. And then we will go and fill it in, okay? All right, we'll stop there for now. So our first column is character, right? Character. Okay, our second column is setting. And our last column is event, okay? So let's go up to the first page. So at the beginning, the animals were all outside, right? Oh, not all. Cat and dog were outside, and Nell was outside too. So the first part of the story we can see is Nell, dog, cat, right? And the setting was outside the house, right? Yes, it was. Okay. So now what was the event? The event was Nell was, do you know? If you know, we're going to yell it out together, okay? Ready? So what was Nell doing? On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Reading! Right? Yeah, Nell was reading. And dog and cat were playing. Right? Okay. So Nell was reading and dog and cat were playing. Now let's go to the next event in character and setting. The next page showed Pig and Nell, and they were inside, and Pig wanted to go shopping, right? So then Nell said no, right? So our next characters are Nell and, oh, we'll just do this, Nell and Pig. Okay, and the setting is inside the house, right? Okay, inside the house. And the event was that Pig wanted to go shopping and Nell wanted to read, right? So Pig wanted to go shopping, but Nell wanted to read. She did not want to go shopping. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the next page. Dog and cat said that Nell is no fun, right? And then it rained and they started to play inside, right? So we can say it was Nell, dog, cat, pig were in the next part of the story, right? And the setting was inside the house, right? So now let's talk about what the event was. So the event was that it was raining and dog, cat, and pig played inside and Nell read a book, right? Okay, so now we know that it was raining. And so dog and cat and pig played inside, right? They set up a tent, or they played with toys, or they dressed up like an animal, they played dress up. See, he dressed up. So they had lots of fun. Now let's go to the next page. It continued to rain the next day, but then Nell gave them books to read, right? Right, so let's do the next line here. Okay, so let's see. So next, the characters are who? Who are the characters? If you know, raise your hand. Oh, I want you to tell me. I'm listening. Nell, dog, cat, and pig. Yes, very good. Nell, dog, cat, and pig. Pig were the characters, right? Okay, and now where were they? The setting was inside the house. Good. And then the events were that it rained the next day and Nell gave the other animals books to read. They didn't like the books, right? So we saw that they didn't like the books, but then they started reading, right? They read all day, and then the animals helped Nell build a book truck, right? So she could give books to everyone. So let's see. Let's go to the next line. So the next line was, characters were Nell, dog, cat, and pig. The location was inside the house, right? Okay. And we can say the animals liked reading. The next day, they made a book truck for Nell so she could give books to others, right? So let's change this here a little bit and then we'll be done. So we can say the animals liked reading. The next day they made a book truck for Nell so she could give books to others, right? Yeah, very good. And then last, we can say all the animals were happy, right? Okay, wow, what a long story. But we learned a lot of different things, right? So let's read this together. I will do it first, and then you can do it, okay? So we have character, setting, and event. So the first part. First, Nell, dog, and cat were outside the house. Nell was reading and dog and cat were playing, right? Okay. Okay. Next, Nell and Pig were inside the house. Pig wanted to go shopping and Nell wanted to read. Okay. Then Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. It was raining and dog, cat, and pig played inside and Nell read a book. We can just say this. We can say Nell read a book. Okay. Next, Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. It rained the next day, and Nell gave the other animals books to read. They didn't like the books, right? But finally, Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. The animals liked reading. The next day, they made a book truck for Nell so she could give books to others. All the animals were happy, right? Okay, so now let's tell the story together, okay? Who wants to tell the story together with me? If you want to, go, yay! Did anyone do that? Did anyone go, yay? Yeah? Okay, good. So let's do it together. Character, setting, event. First, Nell, dog, and cat were outside the house. Nell was reading. Dog and cat were playing. Oh. Then Nell and Pig were inside the house. Pig wanted to go shopping and Nell wanted to read. Next, Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. It was raining and dog, cat, and pig played inside. Nell read a book. Okay. Next, Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. It rained the next day, and Nell gave the other animals books to read. They didn't like the books, right? Now, finally, Nell, dog, cat, and pig were inside the house. The animals liked reading. The next day, they made a book truck for Nell so she could give books to others. All the animals were happy, right? Good, very good. Okay, so now if you want to practice, you can pause here, and you can read it again. But I'm going to erase all of this so that we can answer our questions here, okay? This is very crowded. We might need to look back at some pictures. So, if you want to continue practicing the character, setting, and event, hit pause. Okay, I'm going to erase it now. Okay. So, let's move this over here. Good. Now let's move this here. Okay. And let's go to this page. Okay, so what did dog, pig, and cat learn from Nell? So, dog, pig, and cat learned that reading is fun, right? Okay. So, dog, pig, and cat learned that reading is fun, right? Now, what did cat, dog, and pig do to help the community? So, cat, dog, and pig. What did they do? They made a truck with books so Nell could help the community and give out books, right? So cat and dog and pig made a truck for Nell so she could give out books to people in the community. So even though dog and pig and cat aren't giving the books out to the community, they still helped the community, right? Because they gave Nell the truck so that Nell could hand the books out. So there are many, many ways to help the community, right? Nell was giving books out. Dog and pig and cat made a truck so that Nell could give the books out, right? So everyone helped the community. Sometimes we only see people like Nell who give out books, but we should know that there's many, many people that also help the community, right? So our last question is, how can you tell that Nell's books is a fantasy? If you have any ideas, raise your hand. Oh, I want you to tell me. Yes. Yes, very good. We can tell that Nell's books is a fantasy because it has talking animals and the animals can read and they live in a house, right? We know that animals can't read and they can't live in a house and they can't drive, right? And they can't talk to each other, right? They can't talk English, right? Okay, so let's write this down. We can tell that Nell's books is a fantasy because it is talking animals and animals read. Real animals cannot do these things, right? Okay, so I'll make this bigger so that we can see it all. Okay, so now let's read all of this together, okay? Okay, so what do dog, pig, and cat learn from Nell? Dog, pig, and cat learned that reading is fun, right? What did cat, dog, and pig do to help the community? Cat, dog, and pig made a truck for Nell so she could give out books to people in the community. Very good! Now, last, how can you tell that Nell's books is a fantasy? We can tell that Nell's books is a fantasy because it has talking animals and the animals can read. Real animals cannot do these things. All right, very good, everyone. We finished reading and talking about the story. But now we have another little story, okay? Okay, so let's erase this here. If you want to practice again, hit pause. Okay. So I forgot to talk about one question here. How does giving books out help a community? Well, some people don't have money to buy books, right? Or some people may think reading is stupid, right? Or not good. Yuck. But if you or someone hands out books in the community, it can help people learn and it can help people like to read, right? So when you read, you learn. And so if you hand out books, you are helping others learn. Okay, I'll write that down. Okay, so reading helps you and others learn. If someone gives out books to the community, they are learn practice. Right? So let's read this together. Reading helps you and others learn. If someone gives out books to the community, they are helping the community learn and practice reading, right? Okay. So now I'll go to the next page. Genre, nonfiction. Compare texts. Read about how kids can help out. That's you. You're a kid. Okay. Kids can help. That's the title of the story. How can kids help the neighborhood? The neighborhood is the area that you live in. It's the area that your house is in, okay? Kids can help grow a garden. It is fun to plant seeds and help them grow. Okay, let's read this. Genre, nonfiction. Compare texts. Read about how kids can help out. Kids can help. How can kids help the neighborhood? Kids can help grow a garden. It is fun to plant seeds and help them grow. Okay, very good. Now, a community garden is a great place to help. The plants are pretty to look at, and everyone can enjoy fresh fruits and vegetables, right? So here's all of the kids helping to build a garden so that they can plant flowers and fruits and vegetables, right? So then they can nom, 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 eat all the fruits and vegetables. So let's read this together. A community garden is a great place to help. The plants are pretty to look at, and everyone can enjoy fresh fruits and vegetables, right? So sometimes you can go to the store and buy fruits and vegetables, but some people don't have enough money to buy fruits and vegetables, and so other people in the community And those people who can't afford fruits and vegetables will help to grow the vegetables themselves. Then the people in the community can all eat and be happy, right? Okay, let's go to the next page. I'll read first. Kids can help clean the playground. They can pick up trash. They can recycle cans and bottles. Recycling makes the neighborhood clean. Recycling helps our earth too. See, so here's children and they're picking up garbage at the playground, right? Because a clean playground is a safe playground, okay? So let's read together. Kids can help clean the playground. They can pick up trash. They can recycle cans and bottles. Recycling makes the neighborhood clean. Recycling helps our earth too. And they look happy. See? Yay! They're so happy. Now let's talk about the last page today. Do you want to help your neighborhood? Think about what you can do. How we can help. 1. Plant a garden. 2. Clean the playground. 3. Recycle cans and bottles. Make connections. How does a garden help a community? Okay, so let's read this together. Do you want to help your neighborhood? Yeah. Think about what you can do. How we can help. Plant a garden. Clean the playground. Recycle cans and bottles. Make connections. How does a garden help a community? Okay, very good. Now sometimes if you live in a small house or you live in the city, you can't make a garden. But what you can do is you can get a little pot or a little bowl like this, and you can put the seeds and dirt into the pot, and then the plant will grow, right? And so maybe you can't plant a big garden, but maybe you can plant 1 or 2 plants, maybe tomatoes or maybe peppers. And then when you grow the plants, you can either take the food and eat it yourself, or you can take the food and go with your mother or your father and give it to someone else, right? Maybe give it to your neighbor. Or another way we can help is clean the playground or recycle cans and bottles. Now, make connections. How does a garden help a community? We talked about that a little bit, right? So a garden makes the community look beautiful, and it can also give food and fruits and vegetables to people in the community who cannot afford those things, right? So it helps everyone stay happy and healthy, right? Let's do that together. Happy and healthy, right? So that is all we have for our lesson today, everyone. So I'm going to say bye-bye, and I will see you next time, okay? Have a good day. I will see you next time, and we will continue to talk about our community. Okay, bye-bye.